Hey y'all, I'm erotema, and I want to talk about Peach's Fury. This is a Super Mario 64 ROM hack that, among other things, is a prime example of something that knows how to stick around for exactly as long as it's welcomed. This Super Mario 64 mod takes the same concept from the 3D World spin-off Bowser's Fury and applies it to the classic N64 game. In other words, it's a small-sized Mario adventure that takes place within one large open-world location, and it contains a bunch of stars that you earn as you gradually comb through the various set pieces scattered around the map. The premise in this hack is that Mario pulled a pretty dick move by stealing $25 from Peach and the Mushroom Kingdom, all to gorge himself on pizza and pasta. To be fair, the Mushroom Kingdom economy must be doing pretty well, because he wouldn't have been able to get much more than a large one topping in this economy. Hell, he definitely couldn't have even tipped, that's for sure. And what do we say about not tipping service workers? That's right, straight to the fucking gulag. Anyway, Peach demands that Mario go find her 25 stars to pay off the debt, and then she sends the player on their way. So Peach's Fury contains exactly 25 stars and shouldn't take the average Mario 64 player more than about 40 to 45 minutes to complete, give or take. And it might be short, but it takes a real quality over quantity approach to its design. In fact, in all the time I've spent in the past year playing Super Mario 64 mods, I've come to appreciate the projects that take this design philosophy and run with it. There is legitimacy to having no extra fluff and unnecessary content in your game. Nothing is a waste of the share of the overall runtime. Each of the stars in this game are unlocked by performing certain tasks, and Peach's Fury gives you a small taste of everything by the time you find them all. A lot of the stars in this game are rewarded for pretty basic platforming skills and low-level SM64 competency, but Peach's Fury throws just enough variety to the player to keep things moving at a pretty quick pace, moving from one shiny reward to the next, even on repeat runs. There aren't any of the pre-staged Power Star previews, so you just have to kind of intuitively figure out some of the stars, but there is a hint to point you towards the next one of one of the remaining stars when you press pause and go to the menu. There is a star for collecting 100 coins, 8 red coins, 5-star fragments, and so on, but there are also some puzzles and a few tricky objectives scattered around that keep things interesting. For example, there's a scavenger hunt star that unlocks when you ground pound a very specific point on the map, and it requires you to track down multiple hints to find out where it's at. Once you know, you can just go and pick it back up on your ensuing playthroughs without the hassle, but it's a pretty neat idea that I really enjoyed the first time I played it. There's another star that you find after going down a warp pipe that demands your best wall kicking skills. There's actually a couple wall kicking skill stars, but Peach's Fury boasts modernized controls and mechanics, so Mario can nimbly hop from wall to wall with ease. It's pretty cool. About a third of all the stars can be picked up just by being mindful of your surroundings. I love that there was a star that required you to crouch and crawl, or at least slide, under a little gap to pick it up. The original game let you crawl or crouch, but you never really needed to utilize those abilities at all, so it was kind of cool to do it here. Ultimately, it's not so much the fact that Peach's Fury does anything particularly innovative with the core gameplay or with its Power Star challenges. It's more the fact that it does everything it set out to do with a higher level of polish and design sensibility than anyone should ever expect from a ROM hack, and deserves to be recognized for it. Not that Kaze is deprived of the admiration in the modding community. He's kind of a big deal, and anytime that I see and he's involved with the project, my interest level goes through the roof. Legend of Xenia also worked on the hack, so I'll give out credit to anyone where it's due, but seeing Kaze's name on the hack of any page on romhacking.com is generally a fucking glorious sign of good things in store. And with that, I'll wrap up the review of Peach's Fury. This mod has a great sense of humor beneath its infinitely impressive presentation and its expertly crafted open world design. It falls right into the Goldilocks zone of giving the player an entertaining experience of compelling challenges, but not making them so ass-blastingly difficult that it becomes an exercise in masochism and Kaizo trolling fuckery. I've played through Peach's Fury to completion 3 different times since I first played it last fall, and I feel pretty positive that I'll still be back for another playthrough or two at some point. So it's definitely going to get the S tier ranking, 5 out of 5 stars. It's a prestige hack if I ever saw one. Don't let its brief runtime turn you away. I can almost guarantee it'll still feel like a sufficient little snack, and it won't make you feel like you had to gorge yourself on dozens of lesser stars and meaningless challenges and a bunch of stages that don't really matter. And it really leaves an impression on you. So that's going to end it for today. As I always like to say, drink some water, call your mom, say something nice to a random person. I've been erotema. Have a good one.